There is a specific kind of anxiety surrounding the rise of artificial intelligence right now. It is distinct from the fear of losing a paycheck. It targets the specific ways we have learned to make our minds useful. For a long time, the social contract was straightforward. You invested in your mind, you acquired credentials, and the system granted you a guaranteed place in the economy. This worked because intelligence was a rare resource. Information was hard to find, deep analysis was difficult to produce, and expertise was impossible to replicate. This chart shows the historical supply and demand of cognitive labor. Because the supply of expertise was constrained by the limits of human learning, the economic value of a trained mind remained high. In an economy where expertise was the primary bottleneck, we learned to define our professional value by the scarcity of what we knew. AI changed the supply side of that equation. Suddenly, analysis and specialized information became instantaneous. The scarcity that made those rules valuable vanished. While most people are still employed, the smartest person in the room is now a software license. Professionals often mask the resulting dread by posting about productivity gains and efficiency. They are describing how to do their work faster, but they are not describing why that work still requires a human. As our defining cognitive contributions become commodities, we are forced into a psychological crisis. We are losing the one thing we thought made us indispensable. Lawyers, writers, analysts, and researchers are watching their primary output become a generic service. When a machine can draft a brief or a report in seconds, the human contribution is no longer the main event. This creates a problem for anyone who anchored their identity to being the smartest person in the room. That identity relies on a monopoly of knowledge that no longer exists. When the room fills with intelligence that is cheaper, faster, and never sleeps, that anchor gives way. The distress isn't about the loss of a task, it's the realization that we no longer know what our intellect is actually for, if it isn't just for producing answers. During the information age, we treated our economic value and our life's meaning as identical concepts. AI exposes the gap between these two circles. It generates infinite answers, but possesses no humanity. It provides the what, but has no concept of the why. High-priced cognitive labor was a tool, not a source of meaning. We mistook the market price of our intelligence for the inherent value of our lives. Meaning comes from a different set of inputs: personal purpose, lived connection, and the specific experience of being a person in a life only you can live. These traits cannot be automated or optimized because they are not about output. You cannot outsource the why of your own existence to a language model. We spent decades focusing on cognitive labor because the market rewarded it. In doing so, we ignored the work of building a purpose, the one responsibility that was always ours alone. As intelligence becomes abundant and free, the only thing left that is truly scarce is human purpose. We are entering a period where the primary challenge is no longer learning a skill, but decoupling our identity from our output. Those who continue to chase intelligence as their primary value will find themselves in a race they cannot win, competing against a machine that provides answers for free. The alternative is to shift the foundation. If you stop trying to be the most efficient processor in the room, you can start being the person the room is actually for. AI can produce answers, but it cannot give you a reason to get out of bed. When your intelligence is no longer scarce,